Another day, another job. So I'm gonna clean out, or did clean out, the ashes from the wood stove. We're gonna spread them here in the garden area because they kind of make a good fertilizer too. Okay. Don't let me forget that that's there. Don't let me forget. I'll forget. Don't let me. More stuff. More work. More jobs. We got a lot, supposedly. We have a lot of snow, like 3 to 6 inches coming tomorrow. And the basement wood pile is getting kind of low. And I was anticipating it was only going to take me till about February. And this is what I have in reserve that's dry and ready to burn now. So I need to go out and cut some more that I can throw in here. Everything else out here is pretty much green wood that obviously cannot be burned. Unfortunately, I probably could some of this, but I'm just not even gonna do it. This is all ash right here that's been dead and it's has to dry. So we're gonna go and see what I can get into. Any bets? Will it start? No. Now we got it. And if you watch the past video where I showed you the gauge was on E, yeah, it's about to shut off, and it just did. We're still on E, so I need to fill it up. We're gonna fix this problem right now, because I know, my luck, as soon as I go out there, I'll run out of gas. I see some in there though. I don't think the gauge works 100%. Whoa! Little man's cologne, some gasoline on the cheeks, does wonders. I already started cutting some down here a little bit before, and I'm assuming it's going to be a sloppy mess down here because it was wet up top here where I just came from, back there, and now I'm going down even lower towards a creek. So I don't know, and hopefully the wood's dry. If the wood's not dry, then it's not even going to pay me to do anything down here. I have a couple other spots, but I don't know, hopefully one of them pays off because I don't really want to have to, I don't have to buy wood from anybody, but I don't want to have to tap into my other piles for next year, so I don't know. No problem. So here's 2 ash trees, and the one, which this one right here, is just covered in poison the way it looks, so I don't really know that I want to take that one because I don't feel like messing with all the poison vine wrapped around it. But then there's another one back up there, and that one just kind of looks like more of a pain to even get to. It can never just be easy. But I guess I could potentially get in there. But the first thing we're going to do before we do anything is we're going to cut a section of it off and see if it's even dry enough, because if it's not within the moisture level that we need, then it doesn't make sense for me to even cut that right now. Maybe down the road I could cut it and throw it in the green pile, or the wet pile, but right now it wouldn't make any sense. And you probably can't see it, but about 16%. So technically that could go in the stove right now, but I think this one would probably be okay to get and probably totally fine to get out of here. However, the slight problem that I see with it is it's kind of stuck and it's lodged in between those two trees over there, or 3 trees. There's a bundle of 3 there, and it runs all the way back through. So for me to get in here with the 4-wheeler and winch this out, I'm gonna kind of struggle. I'm gonna have to cut it back there and take it all out in one piece, or cut it in sections and carry it out, which is gonna take twice as longer than I really wanna take on it. And we could take some of this, some of the top here, and I'm not 100% sure of that one over there. We could go over there and try and cut that one and see what all we have here that's dry. This one just looks dry without even, like, you can tell just by looking at this one. That's dry. I mean, you can tell just by looking at it. Yeah, now that one, you see all the dark spots? That's wet. Running across right there especially. So this one, and probably because it's sitting on the ground, it absorbed more moisture on that bottom side. It's about 18, obviously there. It's gonna register really high. It's about upper 50s. There's 20. Yeah, I mean, this one, if we set this out in the barn right now, this would probably dry off enough. But I need something, you know, that within the next week I can throw in the basement, and this would probably work. However, here again, this is going to be one that's going to be tough to get out because I got all this junk to deal with. Big old briars. So I think we're gonna try and cut that off back there, cut it back at that Y. It's not gonna give us a whole lot, but I think it'll at least give us some, and that stuff's dry enough to where we can burn that currently. And right there's that stupid poison vine, and there's another big one. But I really wanna know about this tree. This is a really nice log, and this could get a ton of wood. So the fact that it still has a root ball on it, and it kind of looks like it may have actually just fell recently, and I'm pretty sure it did because I did cut off of this one already out at the end. So I don't know if this one's going to be dry enough, but I want to cut it a piece out and just see, because this one's closest that I can get this out of the way first. That's definitely wet, there's no doubt. Now this is right down at the root ball, so obviously that's where the most moisture is going to be. But I'm sure, yeah, 23, 24. That's why I didn't cut the rest of this before. Looks like this one is our keeper. The rest of what I want, and the nicer part of the log, is still up in there, but it's obviously lodged between that tree and then where it broke off, and it actually flew back a little, so it's lodged between all this junk in here, so it's almost impossible to get it out. The only thing I can maybe do is go around to the other side. There's another field up there, and cut off that tree there that it's pinched in, and it may actually pull right out that way. I don't know, because there's other trees and brush up there, so I don't know. I'm actually kind of surprised that I don't even know what it was, 6, 7, 8 foot, probably 8, maybe 10-foot log gave us pretty much a whole load. So, you know, that's definitely gonna help. I don't think that I'm gonna try and go up there and get that, because it is getting dark, and I'm pretty sure it's probably heading towards like 5 o'clock. Yeah, 4:57. So it's gonna get dark here in probably half hour, maybe less. So I think I'm going to take this back. I do have access to an easier log that's much easier to get to and much easier to pull out. However, I don't know if it's dry. That'll definitely help. That probably gave us about a week's worth of wood, I'm guessing, give or take, depending on temperatures. I was having high hopes of this easier log that I just pulled out from down there. And these first 3 cuts, you know, a little bit of wetness right there. It tested about 23, so it is a little bit wetter than it could be. Same thing there. And this was probably the downside that was on against the ground, so it just absorbed. But then when you go down the line, you can really see it's just saturated. So I can take these 3 logs, split them down, and take them back, but unfortunately I don't think we're going to get much more out of it. There are a few more logs laying in here, but that one right there I had already cut off of, and you can see there lays a log, and that tested too wet as well. So I think we're kind of at a loss for today. We're losing daylight, so on to the next. Not too bad for only 3 pieces. Everybody's ready to be fed. Yeah, I know, Miss Tubby. Maybe you should eat the hay that's in your mouth. Yeah, how about that? We at least got a little bit from that log, as I said. So we got this unloaded, and they gave us a lot more than we had. So we're gonna beat the snow, at least with the wood that I wanted to get cut, because we are running low in the basement. So I needed to do something before it got too bad or too low. So that 3 to 5 to 6 inches of snow, whatever we're supposed to get tomorrow, they never know. So with that, who knows how long that would stick around, and that would make it tough for me to get out and cut wood, and it would also make the wood kind of wet, especially the snow sitting on top of it and absorbing all that moisture. So that's pretty much going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys are enjoying so far, and there's plenty more to come. So be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, because you don't want to miss any more videos. I will catch you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoyed.